Well, here we are. It's time to make my little podcast that AJ and Sean was begging for. So here it is. As AJ mentioned in the league commission league letter, somehow my team had the players that were non-droppable but non-playable. They weren't able to beat someone like Dale, who didn't even start his players half the time. So that just shows you um, So that's why I'm here right now, making a video at 9 p.m. after I'm done working. Yeah, so I finished dead last in fantasy EPL, and with all my talent, research, all luck in the world, I just had the worst team out of the four. Um, I guess this is kind of how if I was Big Ainge, this is kind of how I would feel. Putting all my heart and soul into something and still finishing. I mean, at least I finished fourth. So that's still good compared to 17th. But speaking of Spurs, congrats to AJ and thanks for running the league. Um, but I feel like I understand what it's like to be a Spurs fan a little bit more after placing last. I felt like it was very similar to the Spurs team last year, minus the Europa League championship. Congrats on that, AJ. But my team dropped so many points early. Just like the Spurs, like we were done basically end of October. So it's just being at the bottom. That's kind of how I sum up my season. And then there's Sean, uh, as a Chelsea fan, spending all the money up front, the fab. That's something that Sean was doing. I think he felt like he was similar to Todd Bowley, spending $1 billion imaginary dollars. It's something similar as having Football Manager on steroids. 30 players on the roster, zero chemistry, and somehow with all those great wingers that you talk about, you still finish the same amount of points as Nottingham Forest. Then we got Liverpool fan, which I'll be a little easy on you. Just like my team collapsed. Being an Arsenal fan, there's something that we can all agree on: greatness, the color red, and then just celebrating one title in the last 30 years. Um, Next, we have Bayern Munich fan Austin. Supporting Bayer is like putting a video game on easy mode or like story mode because you win every year, but in our fantasy league, we'll see how you do because this will be a little bit more difficult for you than just sitting back, relaxing, and watching one game every month, maybe. Um, and then for Dale, I mean, I know you're an Arsenal fan, and definitely appreciate you having my back here and there. But I don't even consider you truly an Arsenal fan. I just consider you a Ten Hag fan, also a janitor fan. So there's something that you just love about certain people. Um, it's kind of like you have a little personality cult for these people. Um, so I mean, honestly, that's just as confusing as how you don't play the players. Maybe you learn it from Ten Hag and you still end up beating me. But yeah, so this is my opening for you guys. And we have so much time. H is only giving me 20 whole minutes. Um, but yeah, so we'll stop right there. Slight correction on the Nottingham Chelsea joke. I do now see I made a boo boo. Looks like you guys got 4 points, right? 4 points more than Forest. Yeah, no, yeah, four. You guys got whole 4 points more than Forest. So good on you guys. Yeah, good on you guys. So I'll put this back up. We don't get in trouble for being factually inaccurate. Like a real serious British accent right now, this late at night. But, anyways, okay, let's talk about this. I feel like this is a good topic, a little bit more interesting for discussion. So, I mean, so for me, I think the worst one that I can think of, just because I was so hyped for it was Pepe. God bless his soul. He's dating that porn star now, or they're married or some shit. But that's like the official one. So okay, Sean. So you got Lukaku's number three. I don't. These guys don't really ring a bell to me. Obviously, Anthony Drinkwater also was pretty disappointing. I think he's working construction now. Alexis Sanchez was balling for Arsenal. Then he went over here. Damn, it looks like it's been a lot of Chelsea players. So, I mean, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's to be expected. I don't see a single Tottenham one. So there's mine right there. Yeah, see, so Pepe. But yeah, a lot of that like Leicester team that went to Chelsea did not really pan out too much for Sean, unfortunately. This one's really disappointing because he was pretty sweet. I mean, I remember watching his highlights. It was pretty awesome. So definitely enjoyed his highlights. But yeah, so worst transfer. If you guys have any thoughts about what your worst transfers are, I can't really think of anything else that isn't really here. I mean, there's been some disappointing players, of course. Like I don't know, can't really think off the top of my head. But yeah, there's been some disappointing ones. This is the worst one of all time. I think it's because the fee. The fee makes it worse, right? Like 97 million for Lukaku is crazy. I mean, then he goes back to like Napoli and he does pretty well. But yeah, okay. So something a little bit more explorative to talk about, and yeah, I would say it's always going to be an ongoing debate: is who's the goat of modern football? So without going into all the stats and trophies and all that jazz, right? Without me even being biased, because I definitely love Ronaldo and I do think he is the GOAT. Now I think there's a difference between being the GOAT and being like more skillful, right? Because you could be the most skillful player in any sport, but if you're not given the right setup, then you can't be the GOAT, right? I believe there's this guy from Scott Foster or something like that from Man City, and he has like the most trophies all the time, but he rarely sees the field, right? So for me, the reason why I like Ronaldo is because I always use example of if I could pick my own fantasy team in real life, or like if I was managing my own club, I could pick any player. If I'd first pick, I would pick Ronaldo because for me, it's as simple as you want to score goals, right? And Ronaldo has scored the most goals of all time right now. So for me, and my preference to pick for GOAT is definitely Ronaldo. I respect anybody who thinks that Messi's better. You have the whole trophies. I mean, they definitely became from a whole different upbringing, right? Which, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. But for me, the dedication, the perseverance and longevity, I think it all goes to Ronaldo. Of course, Messi has had a bunch of trophies. He won the World Cup, even though they gave him the most penalties of all time to one team during one World Cup. So I feel like that World Cup was a little bit, I don't know, it didn't seem super fair, basically. So I'm not really that doesn't, I don't rate that World Cup for Messi that much. I think we got to look previously before that because if he was on that team and they won those penalties, someone else would have probably made at least almost all of those penalties, right? So that's my thought process on it. But Ronaldo is super close to getting 1,000 goals. I think it's going to be very difficult for people to argue against that once he gets 1,000 goals. And yeah, I would love to talk about this with anybody. I mean, of course, we can go through all the titles and stuff like that. You know, it's crazy. So I do think that might be a little outdated. I don't really know how updated this is, but yeah, 1,000 goals. It's going to be Ronaldo for sure. So, and then also like in the prime of Ronaldo winning Ballon d'Ors back to back to back Champions League, it's really hard to argue that Messi's vastly better or even Ronaldo's vastly better. It's still a cool comparison, right? But yeah, I'll definitely go for Ronaldo, and that's my take here. So let's see what else can we do that's kind of fun. Let's see if we can do one of those things. Let's see. 1 second. Okay, cool. We can use this. Maybe it'll work. Okay. So, Jesus Christ, this website is so slow. Oh, okay. We are back. Thanks for our sponsors. We are back here. So, last year, AJ wanted us to do this all, and I made a really interesting take that he really enjoyed. So, I think it's fun to do it now. I mean, we already have 2 games in. Like, it'll be a little easier now that we've kind of seen who's shit and who's not. So, let's start from the bottom. I feel like my mouse is really slow. Okay, I think Burnley is going to go to regulation for sure. That's my take on this. Like, absolutely, there's no way they're not. They look like shit. I feel like as much as I think Sutherland's gonna like impress, I don't know actually. Like, is West Ham gonna be there? I mean, it's only 2 games. I feel like I can easily put West Ham here, and I don't know. Like, this is not. This is like more off recently. I don't think West Ham has like the squad really to get up there. I know that Burnley is not as well. I kind of feel like Leeds is also going to go back. It's really hard to stay up. Like, for me, really, the team I think that could pull it off is Sunderland. So, like, I'm gonna put them up there for now. Like, I might change it, but the time being, I think they could probably push away. Um. Okay, now we're getting a little bit better. So, let's see. I do want to put. I think that Bournemouth could probably. Let's put them here for now. If my thing's gonna let me. Put them there for now. I think they look good. I don't know if it's going to continue, right? Like, this is a little bit different from just the whole factor of things. So, okay, let's see. It's tough because every team's looking a little bit better. Let's go for Man United right here. I just don't see how they finished bad. They started bad. Like, I don't know who they play this weekend. They might play someone that's pretty tough, and they could end up in a bad spot. I think a safe. I think a surprise will be Everton. I think Everton can climb up there. I mean, that might be a little bit gracious, but you know they look good with Grealish has been making them look good. I think they got to play a better side soon to kind of see. I'm kind of trying to remember who they played this weekend. I can't really remember, but anywho, I think they could probably make a change. Brighton, I think, is not going to be as good as people think. I'm gonna put them for right now, and correct me if I'm here. So I think now we can kind of go. I think Forest doesn't look good. They've been kind of in a bad spot recently, but it's things a little finicky. So okay, now we're getting kind of some of the big guys. I feel like let's just go ahead. Uh, hmm. Let's see. I think Fulham's gonna like. I like Fulham, but I don't know. They don't seem to be doing too hot. I would also think that. I mean, Newcastle might be depends if Isaac plays, but right now I really can't rank them higher than right here. 1, 2. That's good. I gotta put someone else in regulation. It's gotta be. Sunderland. Just kidding. I know that's Tottenham. We'll put them over here where they probably belong. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's start. I think I might be here. I do. Okay, like as much as I'm an Arsenal fan, I think this is the year that they kind of have to do it. Like it's this or the Champions League, or else Arteta's going to get some serious backlash. So like, it's not even that I do think they will, but I think this is kind of the year that they have to make an impact. Otherwise, they look like shit. So like they got to get it together. So, but I do think they have probably the best squad on paper, let alone if there's not any injuries, right? So granted, like we already have an injury. It's just how it's part of sports. Like that's just part of it. Saka's not going to be the only person that's going to get injured. Like what's his name? Cole Palmer's injured right now. It just happens, right? So this is how I see. And also, this is not in any particular order. I'm just putting people where I think they should be. I feel like Wolves at this point, like Wolves, they could get relegated, right? 18, 19, 20. Okay, I can put 5. Just making sure. Okay. I don't think Brentford really should be here either. I think like okay, let's go here. And if you guys are mad that it's not going to be in order, like get out of my head. Oh, it's because I don't have enough over here. I do think that okay. Like Ashton Villa is not that good right now. Like I don't think they're gonna unless Wally Watkins starts scoring or Morgan Rogers isn't injured. Like that shit ain't happening. Crystal Palace, if Eze was they could also be there, man. Honestly, do I want to put them instead of Bournemouth? Maybe, kinda. Let's do that. So we'll do that. I know it's like funky, but we have three more teams need to go on top. So let's do this. Oh, I forgot about this team. That team's okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, that's like a simple pick. I mean, I think with this logic, I think Tottenham's playing good. The coach will see if they can keep it, but like I really can't put a other team in front of it. Like the only other team I would think about putting in front of them is like Newcastle, Ashton, or Bournemouth. But right now they're not showing enough to do so, so I really don't want to do that. I think the fact that let's do that. Since Bournemouth's team's complete, I'll put them ahead, but I feel like Newcastle could get better. I think the real teams that are like kind of the tier teams that could really change or like really slingshot or yo-yo back within the 6th, 7th to 13th and 17th place is really like Brighton, Nottingham Forest, Brentford, and Fulham could all bounce back. I mean, obviously Manchester, I think are like they probably will place higher up as of today, as August 28th. I really don't feel comfortable putting up higher. So, yeah, let's run this